Good morning, everybody. I just came outside this morning before it got too hot because we've been getting up 100 degrees during the day here, and it's been really hot, and I've not really wanted to come out here and mess with my bees. It's just so hot. So I decided to come out this morning early while it was still cool. Hadn't hit 80 yet. So I got in my hives and I got to noticing, hey, I know I've talked about it before, but when I got into one of my hives, I noticed that I put these two Swiffer pads in here. So I've got this one. If you can look, all the little hive beetles. So this is a few weeks. So just a couple weeks of time. And if you'll notice, you know, I've got a couple of them moving around, but they're stuck. Their little legs are spiny and they're just stuck. Once that stuff gets puffed out, it just gets sticky to them. They just can't get out of it, and it gets shredded up. But I wanted you to notice that when I put them in my hive, I just cut they're unscented Swiffer pads, plain Jane, no smell or anything. And when I put them in, they're just really thin. You notice the little Swiffer pads, really thin. And if you can see right here, see how that's real fibery right there, how it spreads out. Well, the bees get in there. I don't necessarily think they like them in there, but they start puffing these things out, trying to, I guess, figure out what they're going to do with them, trying to get them out. And they start puffing up. So if you notice how much thicker this one is than the small one, but look at the size difference. Once they start fluffing them up and puffing it out, it gets smaller, but it gets thicker, so all the fibers come out. And that's what stops the hive beetles. They're trying to run from the bees, and they run across this thing, and then they get stuck. Now, if you'll notice too, on occasion, you'll get the bee stuck to it. But I come out here too, and the little bees that are stuck to it, I can just kind of gently pull them off, let them go. They're happy, I'm happy, and I'm saving some, I guess. But this is what they go in and look like, just flat on top of the frames. I put them in the back, two back sides, and then the back itself up against the edge. I try not to get them in between the hive bodies, but I just get them in there that way, around the edges where the hive beetles are going to be. Now, if you put them kind of in the middle, because sometimes I do, just depends on what hive I'm in, if I'm in a long hive or if I'm in a Langstroth hive. But if you'll notice this one, see how it looks like a little tube instead of flat. The bees have, it's done its job catching the hive beetles, but the bees, what they end up doing is they don't want it, so they folded it up and they started pulling this end down. So this was the only thing that was sticking up in the hive, and I pulled it out and put a new one in. But if you'll notice, it does catch. While it's in there, it'll catch them. But I think that this is a really easy, cheap way to catch hive beetles in the hive, and you're not dealing with the oils and stuff that you want to put in the beetle traps. Now, they work. They do. I personally didn't like dealing with all the oil and putting it in there. And then I put lime in it. On occasion, I've done that to try that. And the hive beetles will get in that, and then the small lime fragments get in there, I guess in between their little vertebrae, their little bodies, or how things are made, and it kills them. So I do that too. But I got away from all of those kind of traps. The CD traps with the bait that you make at home, put in there, they work great too. But to me, this has been the easiest and the fastest. I just reach here in my little bee wagon I made, and I just pull out a couple of these, take the old ones like this out, I throw them in the trash. These right here, they go in there, and the next few times I keep an eye on it. It does a great job. But I know I've talked about it before. I just wanted to do a video just on, this is what they look like. This is how many beetles I'm catching. You know, it catches it on the top and the bottom. So it works both sides. And I just want to show you in just a few weeks. This is like, I had to put these in like 3 weeks ago, and it's caught a bunch. Now, I will tell you, when I was pulling them out, there was a few that were taking refuge under it. So yeah, there's some that get away, but I put new ones in, and it'll catch them eventually. But this has done a real good job for me. So if it's something you want to try, it's cheap, easy, it can't hurt nothing. Thanks for watching.